Alrighty, I hope I'm live right now. Hello everybody, here we are again. Welcome back, and we will be giving how much? 1 more hour. Let's give 1 more hour to this Excalidraw, and after that we will be actually switching to. And in this 1 hour, we will mainly be working on the text feature, and after that we will be working on sign up and sign in if we get time. But till then, yeah, let's simply work on adding text thing if we can actually get that done today, and after that we'll be simply going ahead. So far we have these 4 features. We have a line, we have a pencil, we have rectangle, we have circle. We are able to draw this much, and then right now I'm gonna be adding the functionality to add text. Okay, first of all, when it comes to adding text, we need to define our schema, exactly what all should there be. The most of the things are almost going to be the same. The color, the thickness, I don't think thickness, this should be optional. When it comes to text, let's even check this thing out. I was going through text thing. This is it should open on VS Code. Well, it doesn't. Let's open it using VS Code. Open with the Visual Studio Code, and over here when we learned about text here, so we have 2 types of text. First of all, the first one is fill text, the second one is stroke text. Let's talk about fill text. So we have a text property here, we have X, we have Y, and we have the width of that text. By default, let's not have width right now. We will keep it optional, but we are going to go with 2 properties, that is the coordinates of the text, and the second thing is that the text of the text. So these 2 things are must, and after that we may make it better. It's completely up to us, but for now we are going to only go with these 2 things. We will of course make it better, but first of all let's make sure we are actually able to show the text on the screen. So what is the next step? The next step is going to be about adding text. Okay, whenever we click, mainly whenever we double click, at that time the text should be shown. And do we have any double click pointer? Double click, oh come on, double double click pointer in JS, do we have that? So we have double click event. So whenever we click twice, double click event we have, and whenever we double click on the screen, we should be getting the X and Y thing. Over there we should be getting an option, at least we should be getting something to enter the text so that we can actually get the text. This is crazy. Whenever you double click on the screen, suppose this is my backend screen, and I'm double clicking here, then this is where something appears in here, and then I can start writing the text. Here I have written the text, and then the text stays here. As soon as you double click, you should be ultimately, whenever I double clicked, will the data be saved in the database? No data will be saved in the DB. If I just double click, when I write something, and when I just click outside, when I click once, this is a thing to think about. Okay, how to add text to canvas. How can I write text on HTML canvas element? We have this, center, middle, 2 canvas dot width height divided by 2. Okay, background is going to be this, is going to be this. This is for the simple thing. But I want, how can I add it to my canvas board that I am creating? Add color stop and all. I know, I have learned these things, so I can easily add them. That's not a big problem. Canvas, there is input. Input text id, text on key down, then a function runs, and then the function is this, where event is equal to document. We have got the element. Once we got the element, we are getting the text. Once we got the text, n is equal to get get context 2d. We got the okay, so ultimately we got the element here, we got the canvas here, then we got the context of the canvas, we filled the style, we gave it the font, and all these things. We gave it the text value, and then these things, thank you, and something like this, fill text, and done. Again, it's easy. This is not exactly what I want. What kind of value? Okay, I can have an input box, that is for sure. I will have to have that input box. The main question is not that I should have an input box. The main question is how to have the input box wherever I click on this canvas. How can actually I have an element? How to get an input box on canvas? Input form inside canvas. Let's see. I have input. Okay, this can have left value, this can have top value, this can have the width and height. As per that thing, this will be shown. This is a good method. Once I have the input box, I can write something into it. Once I have written something into it, I can get the value. Once I've got the value, I can actually save the value, and once I've saved the value, I'm done. Right? I've tried yet, but since it will probably work, how would I go about to get the inputted text afterwards? My JavaScript, you would access it through the .value property thing, some new to JS. So this thing is done. We have canvas, we have div, your text box. We can actually have a div too. Then we can get the value inside the div. That's also right. By the way, this input thing is great. It is going to really help me a lot. So let's get this thing done. Let's get an input box on the top of the canvas, and once we have that, then we'll figure out how we can actually place it at different places. That is insane. And not only this, okay, left right is going to be all right. Okay, we can even give it the left value from the starting point. It is almost going to be the thing is that here when it comes to this board, I can only click inside the area that is right now in front of me. So if I click here, I get the input box here. If I click here, I get the input box here. So the input box appears only on the web page, right? And that too, it calculates the height and width, and as per that is here. That's also right. If I start drawing a line here, and if I move to this, nothing happens. That means I have to ignore this thing, and for ignoring it I can just even if I just move to this, okay, so ultimately they are ignored. If I go out maybe here and then come back, it just stays there. Okay, got that. By the way, I will be fixing it, this thing. And mainly if there is first of all, the canvas is all over the page, so I don't need to worry about anything else. Everything else is going to be on top of that, and I have to ignore them. Like whenever I draw any shape, I have to ignore them. I have to just take care of the canvas. Okay, apart from this thing, okay, where is that? Canvas is here, top bar is here, and I want to add something inside the canvas. So let's have it inside a div. So a wrap div like this, and then I will have an input box like this, that is going to be text. Let's see how it looks like. So this is the result that I have, and right now I am getting the input box where, well, the input box is not even visible. That's the crazy stuff. So for that thing, we need to give it a placeholder. Placeholder is going to be enter your name, and now let's see. Well, that's still okay. Right now it's visible, it is at the bottom. The thing I have to do is here, first of all, let's give it proper style. It's going to be relative, and that is relative is enough. Once it is relative, I can give it some class to this too, and this one is going to be absolute to the relative, absolute, something like this. I think, but will anything happen? Nothing will happen. I will have to give it the width and height. Top is going to be, suppose 0, let's give it 10, and left is also going to be 10. How about right now? So ultimately I got it here. It is just still under them, but ultimately I got my input box. The next step is that I want to get this input box wherever I click, just not there. Okay, that is an interesting thing. 10 by 10 is here. I can give it the width like first of all, let's keep it 10 for now. It's still manageable. As for this thing, we'll keep it inside this. Thanks to this like Next.js, it will be easy to manage the stuff. First of all, suppose I wanna give it the width. It's going to be like this, window dot inner width. If I give it this, where will it stand? So it actually goes here. Why? Because that is the top inner width. Let's make it 0, and left is going to be window dot inner width like this, and then I should be getting it over here. Inner width is that much. What is the window inner width? I'm still not getting the result as expected. That's crazy. How will I even calculate the things then? Localhost 3000, not that. Localhost 3002/canvas/1. Here I have the name there, window dot inner width, and window dot inner width, outer width, it is still stays there only. That means it does not make any difference. Okay, I can give it the coordinates. If I give it 10 by 10 coordinates, it will be there. How about what are the coordinates of for the line that I have created? There are few things right now, and one of them is the line. Let's check the coordinates, starting coordinates of the line. For that thing, let's click on shape, click on view edit all, and I have only one line and remaining ones are circle. Line is here. The coordinates are like this. The starting coordinates are 114 and 284. So let's write 114. From the left it's gonna be 114. Any problem? From the left it's 114, and from the top it is 284. Start 284. What is the problem with this? The problem is it surpasses everything. That means this is, it does not work. I can keep it 50 and I can keep it 50 and then see how much it takes, where it actually goes. So what is the problem? Absolute top left, it should be fine. I can keep it top 10. Top 10 is here, 20. Okay, I'm using Tailwind CSS, got that. Top is going to be, let's keep it 44 or 42 or even 44 now. tailwindcss.com. Even before that, let's go like this. Top and the value of the top is going to be 40. That's great. And the value of left is going to be 402. Any problem with this? No problem. I can have the value of it 92. It goes here. This is the most value. I can keep it 100%. It goes till the end 100%, and it can go 100% here as well. Ultimately it will be at last then. Yeah, that's right. What I want from this thing, first of all, it does not need to be absolute, rather it needs to be fixed. So at least I can keep it support 50 pixel, and I can keep it 50 pixel, and then it's going to be visible. It's there. And the next thing that I wanted, that was keeping it how much? 284, 114. So from X it's going to be 114. From X, that means left, it's going to be 114, and this is gonna be 284. And this is how I'm getting it here. If I click on it, I can enter the name. That means it works. And the next thing that I need to keep in mind, can I give it the point values like 1 2 1 2 2 2 2 2 2? Okay, can I give it a 9 8? Doesn't make any difference, but at least it does not bother about that. 1.44 0.1999. Okay, ultimately even if I give it the decimal values in float, it does not bother, it doesn't care. That is a good thing. What is the next step? As I have got these things, as soon as I double click, okay, I should be getting the starting point. Yeah, once I got the starting point, I should be getting them here. So I'm going to have a method in class, and using that method I will be getting the start x and start y. Coordinates, let's create a method. Let's go inside game. Here we are inside game. We have set tool, and one more method I will create, get coordinates. It will return the current coordinates. Ultimately, yeah, it will return the current coordinates, get coordinates, and it does not take anything. Coordinates, it does not take anything, but it does return coordinates. So it could be like this dot, it will be returning, what will it will return? I need to pass event. As soon as I double click, I will get the event, and when I get the event, I should be getting the coordinates. Oh yes, double click, then I'll get the coordinates. So what is the use of returning the coordinates from here? It will be complex, more complex. So I have inside this canvas, and over here this is the canvas body that I have. Whenever I double click on it, whenever I double click on the canvas, I should be getting the coordinates, and once I got the coordinates, I will be moving the input here and there. So let's do one thing, const coordinates, set coordinates. It's gonna be like this, use state. By the way, whenever I'm changing the coordinates, I need to render the page. I don't need to do that, but okay, let's see. First of all, let's see whether it happens the way I want it to happen or not. So ultimately I need to have x and I need to have y this way, and the value of x is going to be 0 for now, not like this, 0 for now, and the value of y is also going to be 0 for now, and that is it. The next thing is that whenever I double click on the canvas, so I can have a method here that would be on canvas. So I have canvas ref, so canvas ref dot current dot add event listener. I can add event listener here, and that event listener would be like this, that double click, whenever I double click, at that time I will get an event. Whenever I get that event, what will happen after? Why am I getting this error? Can't access refs during render. Okay, oh my god, interesting. It can't get them during render. Let's keep it inside an use effect, but when I have that inside the use effect, I won't be able to run use effects. Then I will have to run a use refs. That is also good actually, if I can do that instead of using this way. Let's use ref. If use ref don't work, then we will be switching to use states. Otherwise, if it works, then okay. Coordinates ref, we have something like this, coordinates ref. This is the reference, and what we'll be doing, that game set I'm setting the game. Once the game is set, I am setting the game here, and I can just simply go ahead and make it like this. Game is set, everything's worked well, and after that canvas. Let's paste it here. So I have canvas current add event listener, double click, and whenever I double clicked, I must have got the events, like the event listeners. I can just copy and paste the position thing, but never mind. Let's do one thing. I will create a function in here for getting this thing done. For now, as I have got the event, so coordinates ref dot current dot. What do I have to do? I have to set a value current dot, like this. I have to set the value of x and I have to set the value of y here. For now, if I just give them 0, they will not mind if I'm not wrong. So this is how it goes. So as soon as I click, the value of x and y is set, and once the value of x and y is set, I can move the input here and there. Okay, this event is going to be mouse event if I'm not wrong, so it's happy with that. And as for getting the coordinates, I will create a function. So let's create a function just here, should be fine. Not here, just create it at the bottom over here. So function get position, it will take an event. The event is going to be what let's consider it mouse event, whatever. It will be a mouse event, of course. Once it gets the event, then it returns the coordinates. Even before that, const first of all, it will check the position of the canvas. So canvas ref dot canvas canvas, come on yaar, canvas ref dot current dot get boundings, something like that. There was something, get a bounding client direct. Once it gets the boundings, what it expects, it expects the event or something. Don't know, I think it doesn't expect anything. I had already created it earlier in the game class. And where is the game class? Game class is here. And where is the position? Get position, this is here, it is. Okay, it does expect. Okay, this is okay. Mouse event, it is not a mouse event. Whenever I move here and there, that can be a mouse event too, not a problem. This is the main thing, this dot canvas get bounding this. Once this thing is, I have got the rectangle, ultimately the position, then rect dot left will give me the left side, rect dot top will give me the top side. And I can just simply minus with the current subtract with the current coordinates. So if that is suppose 55, and I minimize that, I mean subtracted that, in which case this is going to be helpful mainly when we scroll the page, right? At that time this is going to be immensely helpful. So we got the coordinates of the canvas, we scrolled. Okay, ultimately let's get it done, then we'll figure out the use of it. What I'm going to return from here, I will be returning x. X is going to be e dot client x minus rect dot left. This thing is done. And y is going to be e dot client y minus rect dot top, just top. Come on, I'm saying top. What is the problem? Rect dot left is possibly undefined. Okay, so if canvas ref dot current, if it doesn't have any value, which means if it does not exist, in that case return. Is this okay? Yeah. So ultimately right now we are done. Get position function we have here. Once we have it here, am I supposed to be, can I use it here? Let's see. Const x y from get position function, I will give the event. What is the problem? Can't access variable before it is declared. Get position is accessed before it is declared. Yeah, that's true. I thought I would be able to use it. I will have to define it at the top. In here. Let's do it. That's not a problem. So this thing is done. X and Y are here. So let's remove this 0 thing, and I will directly assign the values. I can even just say one thing, that I am getting the coordinates. Once I've got the coordinates, so I will be setting the coordinates. And what is the problem here? XY number or undefined is not assignable to type XY number. Undefined. It does exist. Well, it doesn't work. It does exist. It still doesn't work. It can be undefined. I've given it the value. Let's give it the type as well. X is gonna be number and Y is going to be a number. Any problem? Or it can be undefined. Happy? I think so. It is happy. Once I have set the coordinates, then I have to work on changing the position of this rect. So I can change the position like this. So first of all, I have to get the coordinates ref dot current dot x and pixel. What is the problem with this? It's saying that coordinates ref is possibly undefined. Yeah, so can't access refs during render. That's right. It will misbehave. True. How can I fix this? They are undefined for sure. That is, I can give them some value by default. This should work, but I have already given them the value x, y. So then here I am getting the issue. Or undefined. Undefined is not assignable to type this. Okay. Why is this undefined? Use ref. I've already given the value. Like even here the value is given. If the same problem I had to face with the just a minute. Inside room, what am I doing? I have just only one use effect. Setting it. Okay, inside canvas I have this. Then inside canvas I am setting the game thing. Where was I setting the width and height? Coordinates ref, not this one. Window dot inner width and window dot inner height. Why am I able to get it here? Because it is a what client? No. The first thing, why am I able to get the window inner width and window inner height? Because when it comes to mainly because previous things are client, that is why. That's okay. The second thing is this. It is undefined. That's okay. I get it. That is undefined. So initially I can make it null initially, and I can give it the null value, or I can give it x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0. Will it be okay? I think so. What is the problem now? Yes, undefined. Come on, again undefined. Okay. So let's do one thing. Let's make it null for now, and the value of it is going to be null, like this. So what is the problem now? This undefined is not assignable to null. Really, it is always going to be undefined anyway. Coordinates ref So anyhow I will have to make that undefined. If that is undefined, that happens by default. So ultimately this error is gone, and once this error is gone, I'm getting error over here, and there is this coordinate ref is possibly undefined, I know. So what if that is undefined? So I can do one thing. If that is undefined, just return it from here. If coordinates.ref.current, if that is undefined, that means if that does not exist, return dot x return. Does not work. Okay, coordinates ref.current. If not, coordinates ref.current. Can't access refs during render. That is again a problem. This thing can't access ref during render. During render it will not be accessed. That is true. How will I fix this? Because it is rendered once on the server side, and at that time I do not have the coordinates. During render the value is not present. React refs are values that are not needed for rendering. React refs are values that are not needed for rendering. Refs should only be accessed outside of render, such as in event handlers or effects. Okay. During render can cause your component not update as expected. Ultimately I will have to use use state here. What it is saying that React refs are values that are not needed for rendering. Refs should only be accessed outside of render, such as in event handlers or effects. Accessing a ref value, the current property, during render can cause your component not to update as expected. Let's do one thing, use effect here. So instead of doing this, I'm going to be using use effect. So last time I was trying to do the same thing. Where was I doing that? Not here. Maybe I faced a problem with that, but let's see. I was using use effect. Just a sec. Okay, the position is also here. That's crazy. I've got the function here. Apart from that thing, I've got double click thing here, and I have to do only one thing. Instead of using this thing, const coordinates, set coordinates, gonna be using use state here, and once I'm using this, the value of x is going to be 0, the value of y is going to be 0 for now, like this. And once this thing is clear, I will be able to get the values here, and once I'm getting the values, I should be able to set that. So nope, not like this. So in that case, let's even remove this from here right now. I don't even have this. I have set coordinates. It will get the value. The value will be from get position, and I will give it the event. Any problem? Yeah, of course. Argument this or undefined is not assignable to set state action number this. Oh my god. Argument x or y number or undefined. Let's do one thing. Const coordinates is equal to not coords is equal to not like this. Coordinates is equal to this, and then I will be giving it chords, but I'm getting this error. So first of all, I will check whether if they exist or not. So if not, see you what is chords, return it. Happy? Crazy stuff. So ultimately I'm checking whether the value exists or not, and then I'm just simply giving it the value. Once this thing got done, then I should be able to use the value of coordinates. Once this thing is done, then in here I should be able to use the value of top, and here I should be able to use the value of x. It's going to be like this. Of course I need the pixels, so let's enter the values. The first one is going to be coordinates dot x, because that is left, and this one is gonna be coordinates dot y, something like this. Any problem? No problem as such. It's working fine, so far so good. By default that is 0, but that's even not going to be visible until unless we double click that. Where is the, let's do one more thing. I wanna give it a color that is going to background color bg white, so that at least that's visible. So let's check this thing out. Go to next tab, reload the page. Where is my input box? Crazy stuff. Input box is not visible. If I double click, whenever I double click, okay, by default nothing should be selected. If I just go to Excalidraw and if I reload the page, just pointer is selected, right? If you double click, you will get the text. If you select that, then something should happen. Like you selected this, then you will be able to draw. You selected this, you will be able to draw. But by default the pointer is selected. In my case, by default I am selecting the circle, so even I will have to stop that thing. By default nothing is going to be selected. If none, then what? Nothing. I will have to have this value as well. Just what is the value? That was what is the name of it? Selection. Just none. I will have this thing as well. And over here none is going to be none. Any problem? No problem. And here tools dot none is going to be selected, and once none is selected nothing will happen. And once this thing done, I will go to class game, and inside this by default thing will be none. Any problem? No problem. Set tools can be this much. Okay, so I will be ultimately setting these tools. Let's see whether I get some errors or not. By default nothing is selected. So if I double click, nothing happens. If I do this stuff, nothing happens. I click, I can select a circle, then circle will be drawn. I can select a rectangle will be drawn. I can select a pen and I can just draw anything, and I can select a line and I can draw a line. That's good job. Let's delete everything from our database so that we have a clean space to work on. Let's reload the page, and what the hell, I deleted everything. I haven't. Now I will delete. Now everything's deleted. Reload the page, and now gone. Pretty much good stuff. Right now by default nothing is getting selected. That means even if I draw, nothing happens. The only one problem is this, that I am not able to see my my input box. Selected tool. What is the problem? Tool is not assignable to parameter circle, pencil, line, tool. Select game, set tool. None is not assignable to type circle, pencil, or rect or line. Where is game? Let me give it the type as well. This can also take none. Happy. And once this took none, then okay. Now I should not be getting that. So this thing is done. What is the next thing? The problem is that I'm not able to get my input box, whether I scroll like this or scroll like this. Why? Because the input box is 0, 0. If I double click, not getting the input box. Let's give the default width to the input box. Right now I'm giving coordinates. Let's give it 100, and let's give this thing 100 as well. And let's check this thing out now. Reload the page. Where is the input box? Connecting to server. Crazy stuff. I'm not even giving it the fixed. Let's make it absolute. Input box, looking for you, man. Okay, it's hidden here. How can I have it at the top? What mistake am I making right now? Any problem as such? When it comes to input box, I'm making it relative. And I haven't given it that. Come on. I can actually make it absolute too. Then the distance. Can I keep anything inside canvas and that's still visible? That is not possible. And what if I remove this thing from here? I will have canvas. Then I can give the style height 100, height full, width full, anything. Height full, width full, only this much I get. Let's give it the background color. Class name bg white. Well, that's bad. bg red. Sorry, bg red 300. I'm getting it like this. This has height screen, width screen. When it comes to this thing, well, I'm not able to. What the hell? Okay, I'm not able to draw the things well. This is going to be problematic. So let's do one thing. Let's keep the height and width. As soon as I have the height and width, I will get the things like this. Well, this way it works really awesome. It's working on both the canvases. That's good. And I can remove it from here. Let's change this. Let's don't give any color to this. I will have it like this. The second thing is that I'm gonna make it absolute too. So ultimately both the things are going to be absolute. Okay, and then absolute from top it is 100 pixel. bg height I can give it 200 pixel and nothing changes. The inset can be 0, so ultimately it will take the whole thing. If I give it inset 0, it's not visible. What does this insert 0 do? Insert 0 means what does insert 0 do? Top, right, bottom, left, properties, position, element to 0. Right now this way it's not working. I can remove insert from here. Okay, both of them are absolute. If I don't keep it absolute, in that case what will happen? It's still at the bottom. Then I will have to make it fixed. That is right, but in that case I won't be able to see it. So I will have to do 200 pixels like this and 200 pixels like this. Crazy stuff. Right now it is visible, this input box. Earlier it was not visible. That means I can't even give it the value directly. That is good. The problem is here. I can make it absolute. I don't have any problem with this. It will go at the top. It already has the width and height, so it will not even mind. I can even give it inset 0. It does not even matter much with the canvas. The problem is with this. I have top, I have left. Now they are working. How can I actually change the values on the go? If I keep it like this, and if I give it 200 from the top, it works. Really? So far it's been just kidding me. For fixed it works. For absolute, does it work for absolute? It does. Which one is better to have, absolute or fixed? Fixed means it will be there. Absolute means it will be absolute with the relative container. Yeah. And I want it to be fixed. So let's make it fixed. I want it to be fixed on that particular point, even if the container changes. Do you want this? Yeah, something like that. I want it only on the main screen. If something changes, it should be there on that particular point, or whenever I just click. Okay, so this thing is done. I can give it the left size to this thing. Let's make it 200. Any problem? No problem. Things are visible the right way. Right now it's visible here. What can we do next? Instead of giving 200, I can give my, and even first of all, let's see whether the coordinates I'm getting correctly or not. Once the coordinates are set, it should re-render. CLG coordinates, and they are coordinates, as simple as that. Let's check this thing. Double click. I have to double click. Console.log. Right now x0 x0. Double click. Working. Amazing. Nice. Once they are working, that means I should be able to give the coordinates here. So coordinates dot y and coordinates dot x. Any problem? No problem as such. By default, input box is going to be at the top. If I refresh it, that is at the top. If I just double click, it should come here, but it's not coming here. That's bad. The page re-renders, right? So the input box should move from there to here. It does not move. Coordinates are changing. Why am I unable to move input box? Whenever the coordinates change, I should do what? I should re-render the page, but I think page automatically re-renders whenever the coordinates change. I don't need to re-render it explicitly. For example, if I just click here, by default I got this. When I double clicked on it, I am getting this again. When I double clicked on this, I'm getting this again. That means page is being re-rendered. So what is the problem? The problem is this, that this input box is not moving here and there. I have made it fixed, but it should not be the problem because I'm giving it top and left. If I make it absolute like this, let's reload. Still that is not happening. How can I move an input box here and there whenever I let's ask this thing. Going to be fun. Question is, how can I move my input box on the canvas from one place to the other place whenever I double click on the canvas? How can I move my input box on the canvas from one place to the other place whenever I double click on the canvas? Let's see. I tried, it does not work. Okay, let's see. To move an overlay input box on HTML canvas to a new position when double click, first of all I will have a div with the canvas and input box with absolute. Z index is going to be 10, width padding okay, display initially, that's all also okay. Whenever I double click on the canvas I get a X and Y, that's also alright. Input dot style left X dot input, what is input? Left is equal to X plus canvas offset left. Canvas offset left, Y plus canvas offset top. What is canvas offset? The distance. Yeah, that's good actually. Once I've got the value of X and Y, then I have to add the canvas offset if needed. Input dot style display block, input focus optional. It's exactly doing the same thing. It's doing in JavaScript. I'm doing the same thing using Next.js. How can I do it using Next.js? But almost the process is the same. Even I'm not sure whether I'm wrong. Like, this is how I should do. I can use rectref. I was trying to use that. So I can make it client component. Okay. Don't I have client component? I have, that is why, like the first one is the client component. I can make it client component by default. So even this is gonna be great. Use client. Any problem? No problem as such. If I refresh the page, will I get the result? I don't know. Nothing happens. So what is the issue right now? Let's have a look at the code that I've got right now. So it's simply saying that use client. That's okay, done. It's saying that use rectref. First of all, input ref. Okay. Then rectref dom rect. That's also okay. Handle double click. That is the function that I have. Oh my god, so many things are happening right now. First of all, we have handle double click function. It simply use callback. Okay, use callback event, mouse event. I got the canvas ref. I got the rect dot current dot rect. Canvas get boundings, that is this, and this got saved in the rectref. So ultimately I have rectref, and I have that. Then I got the positions, that's also alright. Then input dot current dot style left is equal to X, left right top is equal to Y. Current style display is equal to block. Current focus, and this happens on the render. Okay, I'm using this. I can use effect as well. Use callback, it takes the render dependency. Done. That is handle double click. Then another use callback I have, input current is equal to input current style display. What is this? Just a sec. I have input ref dot current, so I got the input dot style dot display is equal to none. That is okay. Then I have a use effect, const handle resize. I can handle the resize as well. Canvas dot current. I got the canvas. Once I got the canvas, rect ref dot current. I'm not even worried about the handling the things here and there. Okay. Rect ref current is equal to canvas dot get boundings. I'm simply getting the boundings whenever I'm changing the size of the page. That is good. Window add event listener resize handle resize. Okay, so whenever I'm changing the page, I'm calculating that. That's okay. And then window remove element listener resize handle resize. Position relative done, width height done, border done. The position I can give the same width and height to this thing as well. That's great. Style on double click handle click, exactly the same thing. I'm out. The same thing I've been doing. Position absolute judging extent width padding border radius. Come on yaar. On blur handler input blur. The thing, where is the input here? This is the input. Ref is equal to input ref, and with the help of the ref I'm giving it the styles. With the help of the input it's getting the style, and that is happening here. Handle double click, this is the method here. Handle double click, inside that it's happening. Okay, and then I'm providing it the values directly over there. Anything good that we can do here in our code? We have canvas. We have the reference of the canvas. Instead of using this, I can use, yeah, it's better to use this actually. When I'm using this, so double, how can I, on dble double click, on double click handle double click. This is done. I will be creating a function for it. So const something like this. Then I will be getting an event. That's right. Once I got the event, that will be mouse event. That's also right. Then what will I be doing? Let's set everything here. Control X. It's no use setting inside that, so that is also done. Here, any problem? No problem as such right now. Once I have set that, inside that only we can get the reference of the input, and we can set what the hell, what is this? Void is not assignable to mouse element. Okay, just a sec. Mouse event void is not assignable to type mouse event handler. That is a mouse event handler. Sorry, that was my bad. Let's copy it. I was in a flow, so I made a mistake. Is this okay? No. I will have to import it now. Okay. Any problem now? What do you want? Double click. This void is not assignable to mouse event handler. Okay. event this returns void, okay, is not assignable to mouse event handler and this. Types of parameter e and event are not are incompatible, okay. The expected type comes from property on double click with which declared here on type detailed HTML props canvas HTML distributor. What is this now? Will this help me? Well, that's crazy. Types of parameters e event are incompatible mouse event this mouse event HTML canvas element and mouse event is not assignable to this. So that is the ultimately mouse event that I had. Okay. That is the mouse event is not generic. Come on, yeah. What is the type of double click? Type of double click in JS, whatever. Let's double click. I am looking for the types. How to differentiate single click and double click event. Double click, it's simply giving me the functions. I'm talking about the type. TS types use double click. Double click handler function. I already use double click. Oh my god. Type definitions for libraries frameworks when working with the external. No, I'm not working with the event handling mechanism. Need to double click event. This is standard domain that this would typically use event this and double click or assign on click double. I think this is something that I'm doing wrong here. This on DVLE still the same. Type of double click. Next will I get something in here? On double click, handle double click, I'm getting the event. Okay, how about the type? Next.js, I'm using TypeScript. Give me at least something so it can help me. Mouse event, HTML event, handle double click, mouse event, HTML element. That's crazy. What was I using earlier? And that was mouse event. Not sure whether it will work. Mouse event, HTML element. Well, that's not HTML element, that is a canvas element. What is the type of your DOM attribute HTML canvas element? On double click mouse event handler HTML or undefined. It returns this or undefined, right? Or undefined. It doesn't seem to be working. Mouse event handler HTML canvas. Mouse event handler, this thing. Enough. getting this ASHUTOSH. We should not take the help of AI, but after struggling this much, at least now we can take the help of AI. Struggle is something that matters. You're good because type mismatch. The function you pass on double click is a not valid mouse event and according to React typings. From the screenshot, your function is type something like this. Yeah. Okay. But on double click accepts a function whose parameter is React mouse event, not another handler. So TypeScript says type okay, how to fix it? Okay, change a function signature to use React's mouse event type and don't retype the parameter. Okay. Coordinates or with full React type. Initially thought that I would only keep 1 hour and then it's been 1 hour and 12 minutes. That's crazy, by the way. And also at event listeners callback should take mouse event double click and also if you use that event listener, its callback should take the native mouse event, not a mouse event handler. That's right. Let's check this particular code whether it works or not. Here we are. First of all, we get the same here. Mouse event is not generic. Amazing. Mouse event HTML canvas element. Why do we get this now? And if I use refs, then it will say that on rendering refs should not be there. I think I'm not getting it from React or something. Wow, such a silly mistake. I should be importing it from React, but I was importing it from the DOM itself. That's great. Sorry, my bad. Console coordinates done. Okay, so I'm just setting that it should work or it should not. It's still not changing. What else can we do? There is only one option. First of all, get the position and then change the position. Like here we did. You have to simply get the position, and once you got the position, you have to change the position on the go using input current ref. Oh, can it happen like that? Don't know. Let's see. Ref is equal to input ref Once I've got this, let's create input reps here. Let's do it like this. Input reps. No. Const input ref is equal to use ref, and like this it should be getting null. The type of it is going to be what? Oh, HTML element. Not bad actually. By default it will have null value. When it comes to user ref, whenever I'm changing the value, like here, I do not have to set this. First of all, I have to get the coordinates. Once I have got the coordinates, coordinates in the sense x and y, get position, that's here. Let's return it. The return value is going to be x number, y is going to be number as well. Any problem? No problem. Done. Let's remove this thing from here. What can I do now? Let's get this thing fixed here. At least let's get this thing done, then we'll going ahead. What now? I have input. Yeah, input ref dot current dot style dot left. I can set it directly. Left is going to be what? Left is going to be y, no, x. And same input ref dot current dot style dot top. That's going to be y. What is the problem right now? A ref dot current is possibly undefined. If ref input ref dot current, it does not exist, in that case just return it. Type number is not assignable to string. Type number is not assignable to type string. String. Any problem? String y. This thing is done. This thing is done. Setting the value. Do not need to do this right now. How about right now? Oh my god, it's still not happening. What is the problem? Ref object is not assignable to. HTML input element. Okay, that was HTML input element. This thing is done. It's changing. Oh my god. Oh. For 41, let's keep working on this thing till 5, then we'll think of something else. Two things are off in this code, the event type you are using and how you are positioned in word wrong event type in React. Fix both the imports and functions in nature. Mouse event as React. What the hell? What am I doing on the top? Oh, mouse event. Remove mouse event from the import above. Really? Do I need to do that? Okay, then get positions. What is happening inside get positions? This is the one. React mouse event HTML element. Not a problem. React mouse event. Mouse event as React mouse event. React mouse event. Okay, not a problem. If it works, then I don't have any problem. If it doesn't work, then there's the problem. HTML canvas element, easy peasy. Then this thing is I have inside this. If that I return null. That is not some try. Construct get boundings, return this. Okay, then we have this thing game handle, double click inside React mouse event. React mouse event. Okay, HTML canvas element. That's the same thing that I was doing. Cons position is equal to get position. I've got the positions here, that's okay. If not position or not input ref dot current, in that case it simply return from here, that's good. Doing both the things at the same time. This thing is done. What is the next step? Left is going to be in the form of string. X, and that's gonna be pixel. Same is going to be here. This is gonna be Y. CLG. What is the problem? Can't find name X. Okay, that should be position. Const X, Y, they will come from position. Any problem? No problem. Message or type full handler. Okay, this thing CSS. Relative. This will have height, screen, width, come on, width, screen. Let's remove it from here. Not even needed right now. So let's keep it like this. Canvas, we have ref, window width, height, touch and absolute, on click. Reload the page. Wow, what the hell? It does work, yeah. Sorry, that was. Ultimately, this problem is fixed. I had to take the help of AI for sure in this particular section. But ultimately, it got done. Will it work when we directly provide the top and left inside the element input element? Let's ask some other questions and then we'll call it here. Yes, but only until you change them in JS. Yes, but only until you change them in JS and only if CSS context is correct. Static versus dynamic values. If you hardcode top and left in the JSX, tell me like style top 100 left, this classes in the input will appear at the fixed spot, but will not move the double clicks unless you update those values in state and read. And in your current approach, you are changing input current is type at runtime, which overrides any initial values. So initial inline top left are just defaults. Give me the code where values are being changed inside the input element. I never even thought that this would. Of course, everything is possible. Why was I even thinking like that? But the good thing is that we've got this. Once I have this, then I have to just get the values like text input. Once I've got the text input, I have to just simply get the coordinates. I already got the coordinates. That is why I was mentioning the things there. I was able to show the input box at different coordinates. Once this thing is done, then that's it. Save the data. So ultimately tomorrow it will be done. So what we are doing here is this. We have canvas ref, we have input ref, we have selected tool, we have games, we have positions, input positions, set input positions, x, y, these are the use states. That's what I was doing initially. Once this got done, then get positions is equal to this canvas and return the positions. That's great. Handle double click and set input and values by the input, and input dot current is equal to focus. Oh, get positions, set inputs is equal to these input current focus, use effect game. Okay, if not canvas zoom id socket. Touch none, absolute and set 0. Type window undefined, window dot hide. Okay, great. The important thing that we are doing here is this: we have the ref use, like we have reference of the input, we have reference of the canvas, we have the selector tool and game and all, we have the input positions, and once the positions are clear, then what we are doing is this: input style is equal to top is being changed here. Okay, so I am having to change the style using the style method. What will happen if I directly try to change the top and left of the class name, like using tailwind classes? Will it work? This is the last question, and then remaining things are going to be done tomorrow. Whatever confusions we have, whatever extra tricky thoughts we have, we'll get the answers of all of them tomorrow. Right now it should be just enough. Just 8 more minutes. Let's go through it. Directly changing tailwind this classes at runtime will work logically, but it's much less flexible than setting style top left with exact coordinates. Tailwind position utilities top 10, top left. 100 pixel are fixed values, compile at build time. On double click you need arbitrary coordinates, which won't mind any existing top class, so you can't express them directly as tailwind class names. You would have to map coordinates to discrete set of classes, snap to get which pixels perfect positioning, recommend pattern. Keep static styling, tailwind, absolute colors, borders, etc. Use inline styles from state or ref only for top and left. That's good. If I use ref and then change the value, like I use ref for storing the values of x and y positions, and then use ref to change the value of top and y coordinates of input, will it work, or will I have to just use state only? If I use come on, if I use ref for storing the values instead of use state, will it work? Like, will input box move? The last question. Even we have to try this thing on our own. I never thought that it could be this tricky. Initially I thought, okay, you have just Intel, you need to have, yes, it can work with the use ref and the input box will move, but only if you also update the DOM styles manually. Update ref dot current value does not trigger the React render. So if you only store the coordinates if in ref and never touch the element style, nothing visible will change. In both store coordinates in ref directly mutate the input element style. Directly mutate the input elements style via input current style top. Then input will move because the actual DOM node is updated. Yet input position ref xy. Okay, input ref handle, double click, and then we are changing it. Okay, so it's like this. When it comes to use state, you can directly change the coordinates inside the HTML, like inside the that particular element, because it re-renders the whole page. And when it comes to use ref, it does not re-render the page, so you will have to directly change the style. Both the ways are here right now for us. Right now we are using use ref. We will try to use that too. Like let's even try right now. What we are doing here, we are just simply directly changing this. Okay. And the another thing that we can do, we can first of all, what do we have here? We have input ref, and once we have the input ref, what we are doing here, we are directly getting the values and simply changing the current. Okay. And over here, what was it suggesting was this, that have input ref, and just directly change the values. So the same thing we are doing here. We have input ref here, and whenever we get the positions, we are directly changing those positions using the input ref. This is how we are changing the things. The another way can be that you got the positions, set into use state. So we can do it like this too. This is the first way, rather the better way. I will be going with this only, but I even want to check the use state, how that works actually. So I can create a use state, and that would be like const, just for an example, let's see whether it works or not. So const c set c is equal to use state, something like this. And once this thing is done, I will have two things inside it. X is going to be 0, y is also going to be 0 by default. It's going to be like this. Once I have this here, so once I got the coordinates actually, so set c, and I will be setting position here. Once I've set the position, I got the positions, and once I got the positions, I will be giving it the style here, and it will be like this. Top is going to be what, how much pixels? It's going to be c.x pixel. I just want to check it whether it works or not. And after that, left is going to be, even I made a mistake here, that's okay, I will correct that. c.x pixel, and this one is gonna be c.y pixel. So this thing is done. Let's simply reload the page and see whether it works or not. So let's reload the page, and guess what, it works. So it works with both the cases. That's a good thing. Right now we will be going with the reference use ref, but the good thing is that we have checked both the things, and right now both of them are working. And the mistakes that we were facing earlier, that were this. Let's go to the top, and first of all, add a react mouse event. Not even worried about that. Mouse event is mouse event, but I'm getting it from React, so react mouse event. Once I've got the react mouse event, so right now this is the event of react mouse event, and on this particular element, and the same thing is happening here. By the way, I could have set to any and all, but to make it work, it went like this. Okay, now we should start working again. So let's check this thing out. So ultimately we are getting it anywhere. Great, we can draw it here, but I will get width and height. Yeah, not a problem. I will fix even this thing, or we can just hide the extra page. So everybody, that was it today. We have 4 functionalities implemented, like these these are the functionalities that have been implemented. These are the ones, and circle, rectangle, pencil, even align. Now I was working on the text, and half of the text functionality is already implemented. Like when it comes to this text functionality, so we already have this. Then we have to just enter the values here. Once values are entered, then we have to click outside of it, and once this thing is done, then it should be just simply a data request will be sent to the database, and then it should be visible. So things are easy peasy, it's gonna be done, it's not like a big deal. But for now, at it's 5 o'clock, I'll be calling it right now. It's been quite amazing. We started working on it at 12, and then we kept working on it. So ultimately we have worked around for 4 hour and 40 minutes, so it's like 4.5 an hour. Absolutely, we have worked on this particular project. The main, I'm not even sure how long we worked. Let me check. The main goal was to just work on it for 6 hours, but yeah, I started late, so it became the problem that we could not even complete this particular thing today. But ultimately, we spent around 4 hours on the project. That was again, sorry, where was I? That's again a good milestone, if I'm not wrong. So here we are. So the 45, 2 hours, 3 hours, and 1.5 an hour. Yeah, ultimately it's 4 hours, 4.5 an hour, even more than that. But okay. So thank you very much for being here. Now I'm gonna be catching up after half an hour or something. Until then, take care and see you.